evening, folks. Welcome to the second evening of Rocket Undergrounds. We're here in week 3, and we are starting off strong with Grand League with the Beast versus the Shadow. I am your host of the evening, Ice Cold Brew, here to remind you there are more planes in the sea than there are boats in the sky. I botched that entirely. Rua, can you please come fix this for me?
You really, you had said the whole thing. We had it all planned out, and it really dove. It was like a plane into the sea, quite frankly. So unfortunate, but we're gonna recover. We're gonna make do. I am Rua. I'm happy to be back. Glad to be casting with Cole here. This is gonna be a good time for some Grand League action between the Beast and the Shadow.
Absolutely. And it's a fascinating matchup as well, just because I went to the records for both these teams. And Shadow right now are currently looking for a win. They've been dusted pretty much the entire time against the Hydra and also against the Warlocks as well. Meanwhile, the Beasts have picked up one series sweep in the very first week, but in the second one, they only picked up one win in the round, getting dusted in the end. And it's going to be interesting because both these teams are fighting for the bottom right now, I believe.
I mean, my initial thoughts are Hail Hydra. Good for them. Glad they got that sweep on there. But yeah, all these players are better than me, so that is always a challenge as a caster to reconcile that you're not good at Rocket League. But I'm here to reconcile and deal with that situation now. I am really excited though. I mean, it's great to see teams at the bottom fighting it out. They've got a lot more room. They're already down at the bottom, so they don't really have a ton to prove. They just want to go out there and do their best. And that's what I'm hoping to see here is just a couple of duos. Maybe they're trying some stuff that's new out, maybe some new strategies or new styles. And I think it'll be a really good match.
And it's going to be a very fascinating matchup. Just to say who we have on the field right now, we have for the Shadows, Jesper and Warbean that is working his way out. And then we have Beasts with Shiro and Reapers on the Beast side. And, it's a nice even matchup in my opinion. I think both these folks have very impressive titles behind them. I think they're both all very impressive players in their own right. And as we're getting ready for this first matchup, though, I'm looking at you, chat, and trying to get a good feel of what team we think is going to take it away. Do you have any feelings in particular, Rua?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the Beast on this one. Reapers and I go way back, so he and I played once upon a time in a league together. So obviously in very different levels of that league, but I'm still rooting for him. So I'm gonna go with the Beast for this one. What about you?
Right now I have to agree. Beasts, of course, just have a bit more wins behind them. Shadow, again, just trying to find their way through. But chat kind of thinks differently. Right now we have folks going 58% in favor of the Shadow, while the Beasts have 42% in their favor. It's going to be very interesting to see how this match goes on as we start off with the kickoff here, and Reaper's able to win it out and immediately goes for the first goal after Jesper shouted very enthusiastically, they're heading to Disney World.
I mean, they can still go to Disney World. They just won't be going as winners, and that's okay. You don't have to
And
be a
that's
winner to go
okay.
to Disney World. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. It's okay. You don't need to be a winner to go to Disney World. It is the happiest place on earth, which might be a good place to grieve when you lose as well. But Warbean gets knocked away on that 50 by, I believe that was Reapers coming in for the charge. Now Jesper's trying to pass out to Warbean, but you see Reapers is just going in the background, just bumping people out of the way. Shiro able to drop it down, but Jesper comes in kind of quick on the cut. Reapers gets a taste of their own medicine, bumped out. Warbean tosses up front. Jesper's looking for the first goal here for the Shadow, but Shiro's not giving that chance up. Instead, that ball's going to be at the half-court line. Reapers trying to bring it down, bit too far on the air dribble. Jesper picking up a save.
Yeah, it was
there.
a great 50. He just couldn't quite read it in the air to get it towards net. So they knew it was wide and they played it as such. But we're seeing some great aggression here from the Beast. They're really not holding any punches back. So far, pretty dominant in the field.
And right now, Reapers is still trying to maintain that dominance, but can't do it without a lot of boosts as Shiro is going upfield, denied by Jesper, but that ball's still within threat. Warbean knocks it upfield by some time. It's back on the Beast side. Reapers up top, off the backboard, wants to bring it down, is on the mid lane. Warbeam picks it up. Instead, is going to force it out to the side, try to get around Shiru. Shiru's up on the ceiling already. What a pre-jump. Very fascinating on that idea of just trying to cut it off quickly.
That was great, and just a reminder to the audience: this is the top league here for our league. And so, what are the skill levels here, Ice Cold? If you know.
I believe, if I have this correct, this is about GC2, GC3, but we do have some players on the field with the SSL tag as well, which is pretty high up.
Proud of them, yeah.
Top percentage. Fantastic save by Shiro there.
I could
Able
have been
to keep that
SSL
lead.
if I hadn't tore my ACL back in college. So
that's the danger of playing high intensity athletic games like this.
for sure.
Is just you will shatter your knees quicker and quicker just because that intensity needs to be
100%.
up there. You see Shiro was going for a ground pinch there, but couldn't get it around. Warbeam denies first shot from Shiro there. Denied by the Shadow. They're still looking for a goal. Can Jesper drop it down? No, Shiro off the backboard, but Warbeam in the corner pocket, denied by Reapers. Over to the side. Beast on the attack now, wants to bring it down low, but again, Jesper, nice scoop out, just keeps the ball in control. Warbeam goes for a flip reset, gets around one, gets it in for the first goal off the pass from Jesper.
What a play out of here from the corner from Jesper to get that pass, and then Warbeam just takes it right up, gets this little flip right there, boom, no problem. And in this game, it was actually been a lot more even than it probably felt on the field in terms of possession and boost. These teams are basically dead even, so it's not surprising to me at all that they managed to score.
Yeah, and I think that's also a little bit par for the course, just considering their scoring run so far. But Reapers is now on a breakaway, just needs to go for the hardest shot in the world, the open net. Reapers picks up their second goal off the block.
Well, if you're the Shadow, though, right now they've scored on a kickoff and on a really unfortunate just misplay there. I mean, they just didn't have enough people, enough person back. So I think for the Shadow, you think, yeah, if we clean this up a little bit, like this is not going to be a problem. Like they've played really good Rocket League. Otherwise, they're the only ones who have scored like an actual calculated attacking play.
And Jesper goes for their second shot of the match, but Shiro's going to pick up a savior there. Warbeam goes for another one. Denied ball at the half court line. Can Warbeam get it around? Shiro has no boost in the moment. Reapers takes it out of the corner, wants to bring it around. Jesper goes up a bit too far, realizes they're the last one back, denies, puts it off to the block, over to Warbeam. Warbeam not able to make that connection. You can see Warbeam, though, not giving up. Shiro's just shot a little bit too far. Warbeam, fifth shot of the match, with the Reapers picking up their second save so far. Strong backline defense, but Jesper wins out in the end.
Yeah, and this is another, this is a calculated offensive play. Like they actually were working the defense here. They made a pass. They've had two of those, and the Beast have had none of those, really. I mean, goals are goals, so I'm not going to nitpick too much. But to me, it's interesting that they've actually been able to formulate these offensive plays.
Yeah, and I do have to point out that the Shadow, while they have been down just a little bit, and they haven't scored the first or a second goal really, or taking the lead for that long, they're back to tie. They have been a bit more ferocious on that front line, just knocking the Beasts out and challenging them every which way. But more importantly, they're actively looking for each other. Right now, Reapers has been doing a lot of solo plays. Shiro just there to help out. Reapers picks up a save off that shot, but can Warbeam drop it down? Goes for a fake. Wants to get a flip reset. Can someone clip that for me?
That was filthy. Oh my goodness. Well, and this kind of goes back to what I was saying. Like, if you're gonna ask me if I want a team that's getting kickoff goals and easy nobody in net goals, or somebody who's calculating their goals, like I want that team who's actually passing and making those plays. And boy, did the Shadows just make that play. And granted, that was a bit of a solo, and it was a very good one. I think we enjoyed that a lot. But I think Shadow are in the preferable position right now. And here's an empty net. Can they? I think they can. Yep, they can. Oh no, they can't convert. The hardest shot in Rocket League.
The hardest shot in Rocket League. Like I said, Reapers almost puts that one in as well. But yeah, we have 11 shots coming out for the Shadow. Jesper just a bit off target there. Warbeam didn't really have the momentum to put it in by himself. So instead, now he has a chance. Warbeam carries it upfield. Shadow puts it on back to center. Warbeam tries to drop it down. Jesper picks up their 6th shot as well, just to match with Warbeam. But now Reaper pops it up high. Warbeam, denial. Waiting for that touch for Shiro. Shiro can't find it, though. Warbeam with smart control brings it down to ground, and they have taken the lead, even though they never scored the first goal.
Yeah, and I think that kind of last play by the Beast was really emblematic of what they couldn't accomplish in this series. I think it was Reapers was on the ball, and there was just no play for Shiro. There was no pass down, nothing going on there. You got to involve your second player in this level of twos if you're really going to make something happen. And for whatever reason, I mean, no assist on the Beast side, 2 assists on the Shadow side. Like one of those teams, I think is just playing a little better together, and the Beast might be able to overcome that. But for right now, the Shadow look good.
Yeah, the Shadow look fantastic, and I think I've said this many times before, but look how many saves the Beasts have. They are matching 3 for 3 between Reapers and Shiro, and it's hard to have a strong offense when you're stuck on that back line. But I do want to shout out Warbeam's creativity in making those goals as well. But the start of that scoring run was based off of passing plays, was based off assists and just working in tandem. Jesper in very good positions just to set that up. And now we have in this best of 5 series, by the way, the Shadow are up by 1 right now, and they're looking to get their first series win of the season so far. With the Reapers fakes out Warbeam, but fakes themselves out as well. Ball denied. Now
Uh,
ooh, nice little bit of creativity, just off target though.
quick
Shiro
note,
not able to commit.
quick note. Also, though, 12 shots to 4 in that last game in favor of the Beast. That's a pretty wild disparity.
And it again just shows that ferocity of the Shadow there, just kind of literally overshadowing the Beast and creativity. Warbeam tries to drop in the corner.
Oh,
Jesper comes in to help out, but can't find the back of the net. Ball denied by Shiro once again.
yeah. You kind of wonder if this is a matter of like the solo play of the Beast versus the dual play of the Shadow. Because right now the Shadow are playing so much better as a team. And the Beasts are obviously incredibly talented individually, but they're not quite in sync the way I'd like them to be. But they can certainly pick that up.
Yeah, and I love that patience from Warbeam. Just sits on the backboard, waits to see if Reapers drops it up high or brings it down low, and then just pinches it out. Jesper was out of position there, but Warbeam was still there to cover. Shiro still able to finish the play, skirts it right around the defender for the first goal once again, starting the game off with a lead.
That's really filthy. I'm not even sure. I don't think that's technically a doomsy, but it was very close to one. Coming off the backboard like that and then dishing it back to yourself and going into the flip. But oh my goodness, oh, so close.
Oh, Reapers was about to pick off a very familiar kickoff goal there, but unfortunately that woodwork stretches out and just sends it off to the side. Now Jesper brings it over to the corner, wants to pinch it down for Warbeam, but can't. Instead, Shiro is going to get set up, has the air dribble, doesn't really have the follow through though. Jesper is able to pick it up, wants to bring it around Reapers, 50s, Warbeam up high. Shiro able to win out that 50. That ball's rolling to the corner. Just needs it to be in perfect placement. Reapers with the demo there for the assist and puts it in.
Yeah, they made that one look really easy. And maybe they were annoyed by our commentary or by their own performance in the last game, but they're looking a lot better right now with how they're looking for each other in the field. I mean, sure, he powered that first one through, but that time he was definitely looking for Reapers and it hit, pay dirt.
Uh, now the question is, can they maintain that momentum? Can they maintain this lead as Shiro
Yes.
is going to bring that ball up, goes for a flip reset, carries it through into the corner. Warbeam picks up a save, but Reapers once again never gives up, never surrenders, goes for another shot, denied though. Now Beast back in possession, gets around the half court, popped up high by Reapers. Reapers going for some boost, is going to come out for it, tries to drop it down. Shiro has to step back. It's in a 2v1 opportunity. Warbeam goes up, brings it around. Reaper's not able to get the demo, and Shiro goes for a squishy, but out the wrong side.
Cole, I'm starting to think Warbeam might be okay at Rocket League. He looks pretty good.
I think it's pretty fantastic, honestly. I'm
I mean,
liking the way he looks.
that shot right there was actually like phenomenal. Certainly compared to what I could do, but I think compared to even what most Rocket League players can do, that was a really well placed shot. And another good placement there to put it back on their backboard. And they're
Yeah.
awkward,
Ooh.
and it's going in their net for sure. Yep.
Yeah.
And just like that, the Shadow are right back in there. I really didn't think the Beasts were going to give up this lead, but boy, did they.
Just a bit of demos happening on that field. I believe that was Jesper that got the demo there.
I believe so.
And that's just the difference makers. It's a risk
Oh,
you take in twos. Ooh, Jesper, no boost, no time, no attention span.
oh
Just lets Reapers pick up that ball and go. Takes that
man,
lead right back.
this is such a fun match for Rocket League so far. I'm sure you feel the same way, but we're seeing like so many fun and cool plays and things that people are doing. Like that, just like putting that right in that corner pocket off that aerial is just so technically talented. Um, Love it. I do want to see some more team playing here, even with twos. And we've seen some, but I think we'll see some more as the game and the series progresses.
I'm very inclined to agree. Twos is a lot of 1v1 plays, but you gotta get a little bit creative. And remember, you do have that teammate on the field with you. Warbean's trying to pop it over to his teammate right now. Ball denied on a 50 with Reaper's help. But you can just see the Shadow actively looking for each other a bit more compared to the last match. Warbean's trying to get this off the backboard, wants to give it over to Jesper, but Jesper's forced to put it back in the corner. Now Reaper's on a breakaway, has it up. Warbean, nice 50, but goes right to Shiru.
Oh,
Oh, unfortunate 50 for Jesper. Helps push that in on a pinch.
yeah, Jesper had to get in front of that ball, though. I think that was going in no matter what, but it looked a lot better that way. It was a lot
It,
faster. But I think he was going to score pretty much either way. So I mean, if it's me out there, like I'm just trying to put a body in front of that ball, even if I'm potentially going to knock it into my net. Like I think you're still better to be that presence. You don't want people to get open shots.
and you saw the fake out play from the Shadow, but the Beast anticipated it as well with their own little fake. Reapers dropped that ball right in front of the net. Kinshiro put it back in and get a 3-goal lead.
I don't
Jesper
think so.
able to recover fairly quickly. Now Warbean's going to take it off the backboard, going for a double tap opportunity, but
That's in
Reapers
their
with a
net.
smart touch rolls it right
Yep.
into the net. Oh my God.
Okay, the Beast are definitely mad about that last loss, I think. They were like, I think we're better than this, and we're gonna be better than this. And they're overpowering a bit of that like team play that the Shadow really had going for them in the first match.
Yeah, right now, Reaper specifically is one away from having double the amount of shots from the first match. And overall, though, they're almost triple the amount total. Warbean, though, able to slot in top corner pocket, just takes advantage of a little bit of a slow reaction from Shooter there and just snipes it in.
Yeah, it's really impressive how these teams go back and forth like this. It can be really hard when you're down by 3 to like muster up the intensity you need to play Rocket League. Certainly at this level, like you need that level of focus and intensity. And for me, I 100% would not, after I was down by 3, have any interest. But these guys, their ability to just like slot those shots in and keep playing as hard as they are, almost scoring
Oh,
again. It's really impressive, though. I do think they almost got scored on. They recovered.
it's it's very impressive, but one thing I think I have to call someone out on is Jesper, who has been in line for a good shot, just like that one, ball outside the woodwork. But I've noticed it's typically been very low on boost in the play. Just hasn't been able to get it around, hasn't been able to commit to trying to get that in, especially when you're down by 2 or 3 goals and there's less than a minute left. You have to just keep fighting. Warbean picks up a savior now. Ball still in that corner, 15 seconds left to go. Shadow have to score. They only got 10 seconds left to go and hope for a kickoff. Ball rolling towards the center. Warbean steals it out of Jesper, but puts it in. Or Jesper
Yeah,
takes it. I'm sorry.
yeah. That's I mean, that's exactly what you were pretty much asking for right there. It's just, hey, do something, and he did it. And that's really exactly what they needed. And you were right, though. Jesper was low on boost for a lot of that last minute and a half. But he's where he needs to be when he needs to be there. And they still have a chance, though. Not a great one.
Yeah, and Warbean's going to try and carry this up high. Pops it for a flick. Wants to carry it in. Ties
Oh
it up
my
at the
God.
last moment.
Oh my
Too
God.
much space.
Oh my God.
Look how much space he has.
That's what happens when you have a lead. You just play so soft. And that's exactly what happens. It happens to me all the time because I'm a pretty passive player. but not what you want to see. Though I do think the shadows or the beast rather still have a chance here to kind of close this door.
They do, but they have to work pretty quick, and they have to start looking for each other. Actually, War being denied. Jesper, though, able to pick up a first save so far off the shot from Reapers. Now that ball's heading back in. Warbeam with the target on.
Oh,
Shiro able to pick up the save just by the skin of their teeth.
I can't.
Ball back over to the shadow side. Reaper's looking for a pass to Shiro. Instead, will pick up a demo on the way out. Wants to get ready on defense. Shiro takes off the backboard, drops it up, wants to get a pinch out, brings it down to the corner. Warbeam sends it upfield right at the mid lane. Jesper, a little off target, but that might buy a little bit of time. But again, look how much space there is. Warbeam was waiting to see if Jesper could get back in time. Now ball on the backboard. There's a chance here for Jesper to pick it up and clean it in. Put it right in.
What a comeback. Oh my goodness. What happened to the beast here? I feel like you and I could watch the last 3 minutes of that game for about an hour and a half and repeat and still maybe not exactly know what the hell just happened. But boy, did that show some resilience that you don't expect. Looking at some stats here, oof. I mean, the bump game's pretty similar across the teams. Warbean is by far the biggest boost user, which kind of reflects in how he's playing. Like you see him all over the field, so that's not really a surprise to me.
Yeah, I love the ferocity of Warbean right now. 3 for 10 in shots, 4 more than last time, and team total so far in the series is 26 shots for the Shadow. And I just love that Warbean didn't give up on the play, but I have to question what the Beasts were doing, allowing that much space during that 0-second goal. That's so perplexing to me. You can't just give up that much space, especially when you know how good your opponents are.
Yeah, I think they got a little comfortable with their 3-goal lead, and as hockey fans will tell you, a 2-goal lead's the most dangerous one in all of hockey. And I guess a 3-goal lead in Rocket League maybe is the most dangerous one because they let that just slip through their fingers, and that's tough to come back from. I mean, how do you mentally recover from dropping a lead like that?
Yeah, especially now Shadow are on match point and they are looking to start their win. So far, anytime the Beasts have scored first, they've dropped the game in some way, shape, or form. But maybe looking for some bumps, looking for some demos, and just taking away as much space as possible from the Shadow will be the Beast's answer. Reapers, first shot on. Jesper denies. Ball on center lane. Shiro denied, though. Can't find the back of the net there. Instead, Beast still haven't given up, though. Just trying to find their first goal, and they want their first win on this match point.
Yeah, I would say that, like, at this point, you have to make Warbean uncomfortable. He's been allowed to be too comfortable in this game. You're not getting enough bumps on him. There you go. There's a demo. You need to get more demos on him. Like, oh, wow, there's a weird aerial demo. Somebody Jesper flew into that one. You just need to take him off his game. He's way too happy with what he's being allowed to do.
Yeah, he just seems so comfortable and just easily able to deny and find whatever shot placement he wants. Whether it's a pass out to Jesper or a pass from Jesper, he's just able to be creative enough, unique in the shot accuracy enough to just run away with it. But now Reapers with a chance, wants to bring this ball center, tries to drop it down, doesn't really have the boost to play, goes for a shot, denied by Warbean for the first save of this matchup so far.
I think Shiro went for a demo there on Warbean or whoever was in net, and it just didn't work out, so he had to bail on his plan.
Yeah, and you can see, I believe that was Reapers going in for a very tight angle shot, but just sent it across the net a bit too far. Now Shiro tries to deny the shot. That was a very awkward placement there, right in the mid lane, but still worked out. Now Warbean able to shadow and take it away. Shiro picks up another demo so far. They're doubling down on the demos at least, which is something I like to see. I don't know if it's going to be that helpful in twos right now until they start capitalizing on it.
Well, I think just the physical game in general, like I was saying, you just need to make them uncomfortable. Like, they can't just have clear lanes to shoot on your net or to pass. Like, make it so that if they're attacking you and you bump them, they're way out of position on defense. Like, that's what you have to do here. And I think they're trying. I've been trying pretty well, frankly. It's not been a bad attempt,
It's
but you have
definitely
to
not been a
you got to
bad
pick your
attempt at
spot.
all.
It's really important about when you bump and when you demo. Those things matter.
I'm inclined to agree. Right now, they've done a good job of just shutting down Warby. Warby only able to get one shot on, and they have 4 shots on the Beast side so far, but they've yet to get anything inside. Jesper's been doing fantastic work on that back line, and I'm wondering if they're going to change up the strategy a bit, still maintaining that awkwardness for Warby, but maybe also start looking to get demos on Jesper as well.
That's a great play. I mean, I think their plan right now is to make Warbean uncomfortable and then outplay Jesper. Jesper's been showing up and they haven't been able to do it yet.
Yeah. And now Jesper drops that ball down center and gets a lucky bounce over one of the Beast players. Shiro is going to try to pick it up. Instead, has to pop it up high. Doesn't have a lot of boost to play right now. So Jesper has a chance for a breakaway. That might be the
None of
first
them have
goal for
any
the
boost.
Shadow.
Yeah. Nobody on the Beast had boost there.
Jesper just steps up. First shot, first goal. Was just able to pick up the ball. And that bump by Reapers was really a misplay, in my opinion. I can get the idea of trying to go for a demo, but until you get in front of that ball, that's not a good call to make, especially at this level where you have such fine car control at GC2, GC3. It makes such a major difference to bring that ball in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you're right about that. It's tough, but what really was weird here is that like the Shadow or the Beast rather had all of the field control. They had all of the ball control. They were about tied on boost, but like they just couldn't get anything done. And then all it takes is one counterattack, and that's not how they'd been playing previously, which is what's kind of weird because the Shadow previously had all the shots. So it's just been a weird series, frankly.
Ooh.
And there's Jesper again.
Yeah, Jesper getting his number punched in. Warbeing with that perfect pass out, seeing Shiro tries to drive it into the corner. Warbeing immediately on top of him. Passes out center lane, and you know what? In twos, that's exactly where you want to be, ready to react when you get that easy pass.
Yeah, I mean, if the Shadow managed to win this, which they certainly look like they're about to, it's just they just played better as a team. I think is what we'll end up saying, and it doesn't mean that the Beast played really well. Like they really should have won game 2, and I think they'll be beating themselves up if they couldn't capitalize on that 5-3 lead or 5-2 lead even. But wasn't their day.
It's just starting off really unlucky right now. They got to figure out what they need to do. My recommendation personally is just play more ones and try to figure out what kind of solo plays you can play, but I'm sure that's controversial in some kind of way.
It's because nobody wants to play ones. That's why it's controversial.
You got to do the things you don't like to do in order to get better. That's the hard part. Woo.
Nobody wants to hear you telling us our honest truths, Cole. Okay, we're not paying for that. Get out of here.
That's a cold brew no one likes to have. And right now, as we're hitting that 20-second mark, it looks like the Beast will have to go and say goodnight, as the Shadow will have a perfect series sweep. And this will be their first win overall. Warbeing taking one more just to go.
Man, it kind of makes you wonder, who did these guys lose to? Because they're probably horrifying. Because the Shadow played, or the Beast played great in this match.
Ooh.
Oh, and they left a little early.
You don't like to see that. Shiro and Reapers both leaving the field.
It's not what you want to see. But, it was over. That's fine.
It was over, but as that timer goes down, Warbeing takes one more crack at a shot
and
off the pass.
somehow misses, which is, I don't know. We're going to pretend he meant to do that, because not a great look. But all that unsportsmanlike conduct aside, that series were really entertaining. The first 2 matches were very close, very competitive, and then that third one totally got away from the Beast, which is kind of what I expected after they dropped a 5-2 lead. Like, how do you come back from that? I couldn't, but I'm a weak man, so.
It's just that mentality, that resiliency drops, especially when you had such a dominant lead. You drop it so quickly. Just to throw out some stats, overall, Shadow scored 9 plus 4, 13 goals in the entire series versus these 7 goals from the Beasts, and they've also outshot them overall as well. 34 shots throughout the series against the I believe that is 23 from the Beast. They just weren't able to put out that capacity that they needed in order to get a win, in order to secure anything. And that's not to say that the defense was bad from the Beast. They were able to contend. It's just they were stuck out so often. And then they started panicking more, wanting to go for more say or more challenges, and then would end up giving up space instead because they got scared about getting scored on.
Well, yeah, and if you look at the assist numbers, there were 8 assists on the Beast side, no, Shadow side, versus 3 assists on the Beast side. So, like, that's a big problem. Like, that's why those goals came in so easily. I mean, you get those passes across the middle, like you talked about in the last match. That's where you want it. And if somebody's there, boom, it's going to be a goal. You can't block a shot like that. It's really tough. So, I mean, that's a huge difference. I mean, yeah, 8-3. That's a big difference. The demos, there weren't a ton of demos. The touches looked all similar. Bumps looked pretty similar, though the beasts were, or the shadow rather, were a little more physical. They had,
Hmm.
about 100 bumps against 60 for the beast. So I don't know. It's there's a lot that went into that, and I feel for the beast. They really should have won game 2, and I'm sure that was heartbreaking for them. And they'll recover. It's not the end of the world.
There's plenty of season left. And speaking of plenty of season left, we do have a free agent showcase coming up next as well. And then after that, stick around. We will have Journeyman League Hydra at the Beast coming up right after the free agent showcase, followed by the Mustangs against the Hornets. And at the 9 p.m. slot as well. Those will both be Journeyman League matches coming up. And don't forget, folks, you can hit _merch to pick up some Guardian Pro Line jerseys of your favorite franchise. Shout out to the Shadow for such a dominant performance so far. But with that, though, folks, that is going to be the end of the night for me. Thank you so much for casting with me, Rua. It's been fantastic. And shout out to Fasha Red for being our broadcaster of the evening and our match official, DJ45 as being the one to keep everything on the up and up as well.